2 years ago today, a young man with a gun fired a bullet at the head of a congresswoman in Tucson, Arizona, killing 6 people around her. And today, in the wake of that massacre in Newtown, Connecticut, Gabby Giffords and her husband, former Space Shuttle Commander Mark Kelly, came forward to announce they are ready to take action, saying in 2 years, quote, Congress has done something quite extraordinary, namely nothing at all. Tonight, the two of them speak out, an exclusive interview with ABC saying, if not now, when? It was 2 years ago that a vibrant, passionate congresswoman met her constituents in a grocery store parking lot. In just 45 seconds, a young man with a semi-automatic shot 19 people, 6 dead, including a 9-year-old little girl. In the 2 years since, it's estimated more than 57,000 adults and 5,000 children have died from a gun in the United States, including the 20 children in Newtown, Connecticut, killed by a weapon that fired 6 bullets a second. Last week, Giffords and Kelly went to try to console the families.
First couple that we spoke to, Dad took out his cell phone and showed us a picture of his daughter, and I just about lost it. You know, how did we get to the point where 85% of the children in the world that are killed with guns are killed in the United States? That is a sobering statistic. 85%.
So that's what changed for you?
Yes.
You told me before when I said, are you angry? You said no. It's life. Do you still feel that way?
No.
Do you get angry sometimes?
Yes. It's complicated.
They say it is now time for action, common sense change, led by gun owners, too. You have a gun.
Yes,
You still
Glock.
have a Glock.
Yes.
Gabby and I are both gun owners. We are strong supporters of the Second Amendment.
So it is the common sense consensus you're going for.
We are, and I think most gun owners are in the same camp with us.
So their group is called Americans for Responsible Solutions, and it will become a political action committee to spur Congress on questions of mental health, high-capacity gun magazines, and background checks on purchases of guns.
I bought a gun at Walmart recently, and I went through a background check. Why can't we just make it more difficult for criminals and the mentally ill to get guns?
But the NRA would say to you they can get them illegally.
I don't agree with that. The gun lobby even opposes a gun purchaser being checked against the terrorist watch list. I mean, doesn't that seem like a common sense thing to do?
But they made these arguments. The only thing that stops a bad guy is a good guy with a gun. If there'd been somebody with a gun there in that parking lot with Jared Loughner.
There was. There was somebody with a gun, other than Jared Loughner.
He says there was a man nearby who had a gun in his pocket, but almost accidentally shot the hero.
Nearly shot the man who took down Jared Loughner by a good guy with a gun.
And 2 years after Jared Loughner opened fire, it is still a kind of miracle that Congresswoman Giffords survived. A bullet had torn a tunnel through her brain.
Yeah, that's it. That's a thumb.
We saw her incredible spirit, her indestructible will, and the recovery, moving so fast doctors were amazed at the pace. Today, she says she is still making gains, but every one is hard fought. It's been a long 2 years?
Oh, so slowly. So slowly.
Tell me the happiest part of your lives these days.
Family.
And the hardest part?
Every day. I don't like it all. I don't like it all. I'm sad. Right? Awful.
She is trying to say because of her injury, she has trouble seeing on the right side. She only has peripheral vision on her left. But in the room with her, there's no doubt she understands quickly, which she says makes it more frustrating when she doesn't have the words to answer. What's the next mountain you want to climb?
It's the very quick back and forth that's a struggle, right?
Yes, struggle.
Because it's still, you think it,
Yes.
you can't say it.
Not nice.
But if anyone can will herself up a mountain, it's Gabby Giffords. Today, she has a service dog named Nelson to retrieve things, steady her. But she will not give up trying. Lots of therapy every day.
Physical therapy, yoga, speech therapy.
Your right toe started moving a little bit.
Yes, toe.
Recently. That's been positive.
Yes.
You're walking faster, and if I tug you along, you can go even faster.
But even if it's hard for her to walk,
Okay, let's go.
they say she will be walking the halls, taking her case to the Capitol. So if any members of Congress decide to do nothing, they have to say it to her. When it can happen to children in a classroom, it's time to say
Enough.
Former Congresswoman Gabby Giffords and Mark Kelly. And I want to bring in ABC's chief White House correspondent, Jonathan Karl, to bring us up to date on White House action. Where does it stand, John?
Well, let me tell you, first of all, the White House welcomes what Gabby Giffords is doing here. They will need all the help they can get. The vice president is launching this effort to bring together a program on gun violence. And I am told now that the National Rifle Association will be part of the meetings held this week at the White House with Vice President Biden. That's a big deal, Diane. We have never seen the NRA at the White House, the Obama White House.
And how soon could we see something actually take place?
Well, they are saying that they will have recommendations from the vice president within 3 or 4 weeks, maybe even earlier. And Diane, they may act well before Congress gets around. The president can act by executive order on some things, including what you heard Mark Kelly talking about, the issue of background checks and streamlining those background checks. Not going as far as he wants to go, but improving the process.
All right, John Karl in New York, and thanks so much for bringing us up to date.